Who's the most excluded in our family system? It is our father. He's the most excluded in the family system. We let our mother get away with a lot of things. We accept our mother largely for what she is. But when it comes to our fathers, we look at them through labels. We want our fathers to be sensitive, to be caring, to be strong, to be supportive, to be very successful, to have everything under control. If any of these labels that we put on our father do not stick, then we look at our father as not good enough, not a good role model, not competent enough, not available enough, was never there for us, did not hold our hand, was not a role model, did not guide us well. Our fathers are the most judged in the family system. Not only that, when we look at our fathers, we look at them through the eyes of our mother. What does that mean? Most of the time, the impression that we have of our father depends on what is the impression that our mother has given of him. So, if the mother has a good relationship with the father, then we feel the father is a good man. On the other hand, if the mother does not have a good relationship with the father, if she speaks badly about the father in front of us, we tend to also judge the father through the eyes of the mother. Also, as children, we are never able to separate ourselves from our mothers. So, if we see that our father is not treating our mother well, even if he is doing right by us, we still have a negative impression about him. We start feeling as if he's not good enough because he doesn't treat our mother well. Just because someone is a father, it does not mean he has to be perfect. The father is a product of his own upbringing. He carries the burdens of what happened in his family system. Maybe he lost a parent early. Maybe his father was not emotionally available. Maybe his mother died. Or maybe he took on too many responsibilities as a child and did not receive what was due to him from his parents. Our father's parenting skills are a result of how he was parented. How we are parented by our parents is a reflection of how they were parented by our grandparents, which means by their own parents. Our father is responsible for the formation of the second part of our identity. So, of course, the most important person for a child is the mother. The mother is generally very loving, very forgiving. She gives into everything that the child wants. On the other hand, the father is a little tougher. That relationship is a little bit more difficult. The father represents the outside world. He helps us form the second part of our identity. The father is harsher, he is tougher on us, and he prepares us for the difficulties of the world outside. Our emotional growth is a result of our relationship with our father. When we have a good relationship with our father, we know our boundaries. We are able to set boundaries in all areas of our life. People who do not have good relationship with the father, or where the father figure is missing, or who are too much under the sphere of influence of their mother, may not have good boundaries, which means that they may be prone to addictions, to alcoholism, to drug abuse, or any other kind of overstepping of boundaries. When we have a good relationship with our father, it also helps us to relate well to authority figures. Our father is the first authority figure in our life. If we have a good relationship with this authority figure, then our relationship in our business and in our workplace will also be good with the other authority figures there. So, our relationship with our boss is influenced by our relationship with our father. If our relationship with our father is one of fear, or if we hold anger towards him, then in our relationship with our boss or with other authority figures in our life, we may have the same fear or the same feeling of anger, and we may not be able to relate to them well. Fathers who are emotionally unavailable, who are violent, who are abusive, who humiliate their daughters, do not allow them to grow up to become mature and to form good relationships in life. These girls who grow up with such fathers will end up with partners who are just like their fathers. There is an inner drive for this child to fulfill with their partner what they could not with their father. Girls who become too attached to their fathers Maybe they perceive their father as weak or they perceive their father as needy, may start feeling that they are better partners for their father than their mother ever was. And they may start judging their mother. Hence, they are not able to create a good relationship with their mother. Girls who remain in their father's sphere of influence, when they find partners, they expect their partners to fulfill all those same things that their fathers did for them. And this spoils their partner relationship. They don't grow up into mature women and they expect the same childlike love that they received from their father, from their spouses. Mothers who do not allow their sons to move into their father's sphere of influence and who keep their sons very close to themselves end up making these boys into mama's boys. These mama's boys will most likely attract a father's princess into their life. Initially, this relationship might turn out to be very good, but later on in life, there will be a lot of emotional chaos and turmoil in such a relationship. It is important that girls are closer to their mothers or more in their mother's sphere of influence so that they can develop their femininity, and boys are more into their father's sphere of influence so they can develop their masculinity. Even an absent father has a place in our life. And when we can honor our father by giving him that place, it helps us to feel more belonged not only to our family system but also to the social system of which we are a part.